Hey, grade 9s. So we're going on to part 2 of the Algebraic Fractions Worksheet. We're going on to question F now. Again, the question is to solve for x. So we have 1 minus 3 over 2x is equal to 35 over 5 plus 3 over 5x. Right, I'm going to list an LCD. This is over a secret 1. I'm going to look at the numbers first. So we have 1, 2, 5, and 5. The lowest number that 1, 2, 5, and 5 go into is 10. This has an x, no x, no x. We need the x. Okay, list the restriction. X cannot be equal to 0. So, going to multiply each term by our LCD. So we have 10x times that one, 10x times this one, 10x times that one, and 10x times the last one. All right, 1 doesn't cancel into anything really, so we're left with 10x times the top, minus 2 goes into 10 5 times, x's will cancel, and we're left with the top, equals 5 cancels with the 10, and we're left with 2, and we're left with that x times the top. 5 cancels with the 10, and we're left with 2, x's cancel, and you're left with the top. All right, just get rid of your brackets by distributing. 10x times 1 is 10x, minus 15, equals 2 times 35 is 70, and we got the x, and then 2 times 3 is 6. X is onto this side, numbers onto that side. So we have 10x minus 70x is equal to 6 plus 15. 10x minus 70 is minus 60x, and then 6 plus 15 is 21. We want to get the x on its own, so we need to divide by minus 60. What I do to this side, I do to this side. Those will cancel, and you're left with x is equal to 21 over minus 60. But now, what we need to do with this, we just need to simplify this further, grade 9s. So you can use a calculator, and we would get x is equal to 7 over 20, and it's minus. Okay, I'm just going to check my restriction, and our restriction says that x cannot be equal to 0. We don't have that, so this is a solution. All right, moving on to question G. Question G is saying minus 1 over 4 minus 1 over x equals 2 1 over 4 plus 3 over 2x minus 1 over 3x. Okay, I can't find an LCD straight away. We have this mixed fraction here, so I need to convert it to an improper. Just rewrite everything out. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4 plus 3 over 2x minus 1 over 3x. All right, so we can now find our LCD. We got 4, 1, 4, 2, and 3. So the lowest number that 4, 4, 2, and 3 go into is 12. And we've got an x, an x, an x, so we need an x. All right, list our restriction. X cannot be equal to 0. Multiply each term by our LCD. 12x times, 12x times, 12x times, and the last one, 12x times. All right, so 4 goes into 12 3 times. And we're just left with that x, and we've got just the top here, which is minus 1. Minus x will cancel with that x, and we're left with 12 times the top, equals 4 will cancel with the 12, and we're left with 3x times the top, plus 2 will cancel with the 12, we're left with 6, x will cancel with the x, and we're left with times the top. Minus, now 3 will cancel with the 12, and we're left with 4, x's will cancel, times the top. Okay, let's get rid of the brackets here. 3x times minus 1 is minus 3x, minus 12 equals 3x times 9 is 27x, plus 6 times 3 is 18, minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. You want to take x's to this side, numbers to that side. So we have minus 3x, minus 27x, and no more x's, equals, leave that one on that side, leave that one, take that one to that side, and it becomes a plus. Right, minus 3x minus 27x is minus 30x, equals 18 minus 4 is 14. 14 plus 12 is 26. Divide both sides by minus 30 to get the x on its own. And those will cancel, and you're left with x is equal to 26 over minus 30. We can simplify that to be x is equal to 13 over minus 15. All right, let's just check our restriction. X cannot be equal to 0. We don't have that, therefore that is a solution. All right, moving on to question H. Question H is 3 1/3 minus 2 over 3x equals 6 minus 4 over 2x. We need to convert this mixed fraction here. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, over 3 minus 2 over 3x equals 6 minus 4 over 2x. Okay, now we're ready to find our LCD. That's over a secret 1. And then LCD, 3, 3, 1, and 2. So 6 is the lowest number they're going to, and we need that x. List our restriction. X cannot be equal to 0. Okay, multiply each term by our LCD. Okie dokes. 3 cancels with the 6, and you're left with 2 and an x times the top, minus 3 cancels with the 6, and you're left with the 2. The x will cancel with the x, multiplied by the top, equals 1 doesn't really cancel with that, so you're left with 6x times the top, minus 2 cancels with the 6, 3, x and x will cancel, and you're left with times the top. Right, let's get rid of the brackets. So 2x times 10 is 20x, minus 2 times 2 is minus 4, 6x times 6 is 36x, and then minus 3 times 4 is minus 12. X is onto this side, numbers onto that side. 20x minus 36x equals minus 12 plus 4. 20x minus 36 is minus 16x equals minus 12 plus 4 is minus 8. We want to get the x on its own, so we need to divide by minus 16. Both sides. Those will cancel, and you're left with x is equal to, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 8 divided by 16 is a half. All right. Check our restriction. Is that equal to 0? No. That is a solution. All right, moving on to the second last one. Okay, we've got minus 4 1/5 minus 1 over 6x equals 2 over 5x minus 4 and 1, 6. Right, so we've got two mixed fractions there that we need to convert, those two there, before you find an LCD. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 1 is 21. So it's minus 21 over 5 minus 1 over 6x equals 2 over 5x. Likewise for this one, 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1 is 25 all over 6. Now I can find the LCD. Our numbers are 5, 6, 5, and 6. The lowest number for them is 30. XX, we need the x. Restriction. You see, grade 9's how it's the same thing over and over again, huh? Same method. So x cannot be equal to 0. I'm going to multiply each term by LCD. So we have 30x times, 30x times, 30x times, and 30x times. Okay, 5 goes into 30 6 times, and we're left with that x times the top. Minus 6 goes into 35 times, the x's will cancel, times the top, equals 5 goes into 36 times, the x's will cancel, times the top, minus 6 goes into 35 times, we've got the x times the top. All right, now we can get rid of our brackets. 6x times minus 21 is minus 126x. Minus 5 times 1 is minus 5, equals 6 times 2 is 12. And then we've got minus 5x times 25 is minus 125x. X is to this side, numbers to that side. Minus 126x minus 5, plus 125x equals 12, take that to that side, plus 5. All right, so what do we get here? Minus 126x plus 125 is minus x equals 12 plus 5 is 17. And then this has got a secret 1 in the front, so we need to get rid of the negative 1. So I'm going to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. So those will cancel and we're left with x is equal to, now positive divided by negative is a negative, 17 divided by 1 is 17. And that's this, and we need to check our restriction before I say that's the solution. We cannot have x is equal to 0, that's not 0, therefore that is a solution. All right, grade 9s, moving on to the last one. Question J. We've got 7 over 8 minus 5 over 8x equals 1 plus 3 over 4x. Okay, this is over a secret 1. Find our LCD. Numbers first, 8, 8, 1, 4. So what is the lowest number that 8, 1, and 4 go into? It is 8. Has an x, so we need that x. Restrictions. X cannot be equal to 0. Okay, I'm going to multiply each term by LCD. So we get 8x times, 8x times, 8x times, and then 8x times. Okay, the 8's there will cancel and you're left with x times the top minus 8x cancels with the 8x, so we're just left with the top. 1 doesn't really cancel, so you're just left with 8x times the top. 4 will cancel with that 8 and you're left with 2. X's cancel times the top. Okay, get rid of the brackets. X times 7 is 7x minus 5 equals 8x times 1 is just 8x, and then 2 times 3 is 6. X is to this side, numbers to that side. 7x minus 8x is equal to 6 plus 5. 7x minus 8x is minus x equals 6 plus 5 is 11. This has got an imaginary 1 in the front there, so I need to divide by -1 to get rid of it. What I do to that side, do to this side. They will cancel, and you're left with x is equal to positive divided by negative is a negative. 11 divided by 1 is 11. Check our restriction. X cannot be equal to 0. That's equal to -11, therefore that is a solution. And that is that, grade 9s. Hope it made sense. Thank you.